Black people inherited Christianity. The full backstory. Step 1. Africa had spiritual systems long before Christianity. Before a single Bible touched African soil, we had Yoruba Orisha worship, Olodumare, Shango, Oshun, Congo cosmology, and Zambi Mpungu. Ancient Egyptian Kemetic spirituality, Ra, Ausar, Ma'at. Vodun, Akan, Zulu, Dagara, and more, no Jesus, no Bible, no heaven or hell. We believed in ancestors, balance, nature, spirit, and universal law. We practiced initiation, divination, and ritual. Step 2. Christianity was introduced through slavery, not love. Timeline. 1444. The first African slaves were taken by Portuguese Catholics. 1455. Pope Nicholas V issued the Dom Diversas, allowing Portugal to enslave non-Christians. 1492. Columbus discovers the Americas. Christian missions begin globally. 1619. First African slaves arrive in Virginia. From day one, Christianity was used to justify slavery. They're heathens. If we baptize them, we're saving their souls. So they baptized us while chaining us. They said Jesus saves while beating us in his name. Step 3. The slave ships were named after Bible characters. You think Christianity came to you in peace? Let's look at real slave ship names. The Jesus of Lubeck, a slave ship owned by Queen Elizabeth II of England. Thousands of enslaved Africans were transported in the belly of a boat named Jesus. The Adam and Eve, another documented slave ship name. They transported stolen African bodies under names stolen from Scripture. Let that sink in. They kidnapped you on ships named after the God they forced you to worship. Step 4. Once you arrived, the Bible became the new chain. On the plantation, Christianity wasn't a choice. It was a tool of control. You were forced to attend church. You were beaten if you didn't pray to Jesus. You were whipped for practicing your own spirituality. You were given slave Bibles, with all the verses about freedom removed. Yes, that's real. The slave Bible removed. The story of Moses freeing the Hebrews. All verses about liberation or equality. Left only obedience and suffering. They literally gave you a censored Bible to break your will. Step 5. Christianity was the justification for slavery. They used verses like, "Slaves, obey your masters." Ephesians 6:5. He who knows his master's will and doesn't obey will be beaten with many stripes. Luke 12:47. They told you God wanted you to be a slave, and Jesus loved you through it. And if you rebelled, you were lynched, whipped, or burned, all under the name of God. Step 6. You were beaten until you said God. Imagine this. You're a Yoruba child. You know Shango, not Jesus. You speak your mother tongue. You're ripped from your family, put on a ship, and told, say Jesus, or die. So you said it, not because you believed, but because you wanted to live. That's not salvation. That's spiritual assault. Step 7. Your own identity was made illegal. On the plantation. Speaking your native language. Whipping. Practicing African rituals. Torture. Drumming. Banned. It was seen as devil work. Not reading the Bible. Beaten. Not praying to Jesus. Lynched. They beat your gods out of you and replaced them with theirs. Step 8. You didn't see Jesus or God. You saw your oppressor. Let's be honest. The Jesus you see has blue eyes, pale skin, and straight hair. The God you feel reflects the slave master who told you to obey. You're not seeing God. You're seeing generational trauma dressed up as holiness. Your spirit isn't being saved. It's being programmed. Step 9. Christianity spread among black people because it was forced, not chosen by the 1800s and 1900s. Missionaries flooded Africa during colonization. Churches replaced shrines. African gods were demonized. The colonizers said, "You're not civilized unless you're Christian." So we handed our children the same book that our oppressors used to enslave us. We turned our trauma into tradition. Step 10. It's time to wake up. Christianity isn't a black religion. It was the spiritual system of your slave master. You inherited it through rape, chains, and forced conversion. That's why most black people are Christian today, not because it was divinely chosen, but because it was violently imposed. Awakening, truth. They beat your ancestors until they said, Jesus. Now you wear his name like freedom. But freedom is not found in the God of your captor. It's found in the truth they tried to erase.